5:30 on the clock. In case you're just joining us right now, take a look at your screen. Crews are fighting flames at the empty Kmart on West Lake Street in South Minneapolis. Our crew just arrived on that scene minutes ago.
Yeah, Eva Anderson is there, so we want to check in with her. Eva, I know you just got there, but what are you seeing and what have you learned?
Yeah, good morning. We are on West Lake and Bladesdell, just south of this Kmart that you can see flames just billowing out of. I'm going to step aside so you can see the smoke. There are multiple emergency crews here. You're just seeing dozens of police cars, fire trucks, and people telling you to step back. We're working to gather information, but right now, every emergency personnel member right now is invested in tackling this massive fire. There are several people walking around the area, just kind of scoping out what's going on, but everybody needs to maintain a safe distance. Again, we are just southwest of the location, and we're actually on the opposite side where most of the fire is happening. A police officer that I briefly spoke with told me the smoke is blowing, the smoke would be blowing a little north. And so they're especially telling people to get away from that direction. So they've blocked off a few, they've blocked off the throughways on Lake Street, just along the stretch of Kmart, and it blocks in the surrounding areas. So it was hard even navigating to find a place where we could show you what's happening here. Again, now we're seeing some fire trucks starting to exit the parking lot area. We do know that this is vacant, so thankfully it's not like somebody was heading to work here. We have not gathered any information on who may have been directly in the area or even who may have been inside. Of course, again, we know that it's vacant, but we're still working to gather many of the nuts and bolts here because emergency personnel that we have approached are really just plugged into making sure that they can get this fire out. But as soon as we have more details, we will certainly bring them to you. I'll be updating on X as well as we'll have more updates throughout the show. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Eva Anderson with the latest from the scene there. Those flames and the smoke, just massive. It's going to be quite the fight for fire crews out there.
And of course, that is a very large building. Again, imagine a Kmart store.
Yes.
It's a vacant Kmart. There's a lot to burn there. So
Lots of flammable stuff.
Of course, they're busy. Crews are, and as is Eva. Eva, thank you for that update.
All right, let's get over to Megan. Megan, you have a history of this building and its standing here in the city.
Yeah, so this has a long history, this vacant Kmart in Minneapolis. So demolition was initially scheduled to begin last fall, but it keeps getting pushed back at this point. Back in May, city leaders made the decision to tear it down, a plan that has been talked about for decades. Now, the city bought the building back in 2020. Now, since then, it has housed a U.S. Postal Service office, but that has, for the most part, this building has been vacant. Now, there's also road construction plan to reconnect Nicollet, and that is set to begin in the spring of 2025. So a lot to still learn here as far as what exactly is going on and the history of that building.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. Keep us updated on anything you find out there. Again, this massive